I am Honorable Engineer Abdullahi Umar Faruk, representing the good people of Birnin Chemical Government Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the motion for urgent need to reconstitute the boards of parastatals and agencies in order to hasten good governance. The House notes that Section 5(1)(a) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, vests executive powers of the Federation in the President, which can be exercised either directly or through the Vice President and ministers of the government of the Federation or officers in the public service of the Federation. Also, notes that boards of parastatals are saddled with the daunting task of setting out broad economic, financial, operational, and administrative guidelines and targets for their various agencies, as well as managing policy issues, monitoring of institutional projects, programs, and ensuring that the parastatals' mandate are realized. Recalls that President, Commander-in-Chief Muhammad Buhari dissolved the governing boards of government agencies and parastatals on July 16, 2015, and the chief executive officers of the affected areas and parastatals were directed to refer all matters requiring the attention of the boards to the President through the permanent secretaries until the boards are reconstituted. Aware that the absence of the boards of these parastatals, including the Nigerian Deposit Insurance Corporation, Nigerian Customs Service, Security and Exchange Commission, Federal Inland Revenue Services, National Universities Commission, among others, has created major challenges to the operations of these agencies, since critical decisions that need the board's attention in the face of the current economic recession are left unattended. Concerned that the continued failure to reconstitute the boards poses great economic disservice to the nation, and the directive for matters requiring the attention of the boards to be referred to the President is unwieldy and will tend to over-level the President, thereby slowing the pace of the work of the parastatals. Resolves to: 1. Urge the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, reconstitute the boards of agencies and parastatals so as to facilitate good governance in the country, and mandate the Committee on Governmental Affairs to ensure implementation and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker, I so move.
Honorable Abonta.
Graciously allowing this motion, even within a very short notice. Mr. Speaker, the essence of this motion is to ensure good governance is enshrined in this country. Democracy has a norm, and the norm is rule of law. And it involves accountability, responsibility in the discharge of various government programs, projects, and policies. Mr. Speaker, the boards of agencies and parastatals are actually the vehicles through which governments discharge most of its functions. In fact, we have about 566 boards through which governments discharge and execute most of the budgetary approvals. In fact, more than 50% of the capital projects are being executed through these boards and parastatals. So it is very imperative we ensure that these boards are constituted without further delay. Mr. Speaker, these boards actually they perform certain functions in a collegiate manner. They are formed in such a manner, various professionals, various representatives from all other parts of the country are put together in the boards to ensure that nationalistic consideration is given to the discharge of governments. But whereas, as of now, because of the absence of these boards, few individuals are saddled with this responsibility, whereas our laws do not recognize them with such responsibilities. So this is actually the lacuna. There can be power without responsibility according to the law. And I think it is high time that these boards are reconstituted so that whatever we are going to do, we are doing it in the rule of law. Honorable colleagues, we are the representatives of the people. We must be responsive to the yearnings, the outcry of the generality of the people. All over the country, people are complaining about the absence of this board. So I want us to rise up to the occasion to support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, honorable colleagues.
Honorable Abonta, Honorable Bago, did you change your seat?